Join Premier Heating and Air this month as we celebrate Memorial Day and the arrival of summer by joining our club membership for only $99. Save 20% off all repairs, priority booking, and an annual cleaning and inspection. Huge savings all year long. Log on to premierishere.com or call 478-300-2633. Comfort, savings, and peace of mind. Join the Premier Club today. Restrictions may apply, cannot be combined with other offers. Expires 5/31/2026.
First of all, thanks for coming. Nice little crowd for this right here. I know it's late in the year. I did not realize at first when I set the date that it was the last day of school. When I asked Mr. Tucker, Mr. Gregg, I said, Greg, we're going to do it on Wednesday. He said, you know that's the last day of school? I said, nope, I don't. That's a good thing about being retired. I want to work a half day. I never know what day it is or what holidays there are, that kind of stuff. But thanks for coming. Like I said, good crowd. How we'll do this, Coach Marina, he's going to bless the food, and the players and coaches will go first, then the parents, you just follow in. Once y'all get started eating, I'll give y'all about 20 minutes to eat, and then we'll get started, okay?
Everybody, hats off by your heads. We'll say a prayer real quick. Father God, we thank you for this day and all your many blessings. Father, we thank you for letting us come here today for this special occasion. Father, please just let us come here tonight to fellowship, to have fun, and let these kids earn these rewards that they have deserved all year long. Father, we thank you for this food. We ask you please bless it to the nourishment of our bodies, and please bless the hands that have prepared it for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, thanks for coming again. Like I said, seems weird every year. You know, this is my third year back. And every year I tell y'all, I see somebody, when I see some of y'all, it makes me feel old. Some of y'all played for me before. I taught some of y'all, some of y'all I went to school with. So, it's just kind of, it's a good thing and a weird thing at the same time. Of course, I'd like to thank our administration, Mr. Burke, and all our assistant principals, Ms. Johnson and Ms. Crutchfield, for all they do for our program and what they do for us at school, getting the things done for us. Of course, the board members, our countywide AD, Jeff Clayton, he and I do a lot of things to the baseball field. Anytime I need him, I call him and he helps me get things in order. And the coaches, I will say this, I really want to say a special thanks to the coaches. I got 3 good ones. They have really helped me out a lot this year, and I'm glad they were working with us and here with us. And I'll tell you what, I'm the negative one of the bunch, but these 3 right here are the most positive people you can have around you, especially when I'm so negative. So we got a good balance here, and like I want to say, these 3 coaches, they love your kids, okay, and they tell them that every day, okay. So I'm proud to have them here, and they make my job a lot easier. And it's always good when you have people who played for you come back to help you. Coach Jamie Jackson, he played football and baseball for me here before. I can technically say Slayton is a member of the East Lawrence. His daddy and I played baseball and football together, so he's like a member of the East Lawrence family anyway. But like I said, and Coach Bivens, I told y'all the story about him. Last year, he and I worked with him at primary school, and we got talking one day and talking about baseball, and he said, Coach, I like baseball. And I said, Coach, he said, I had 2 cousins that played, and they were just older than me. I need to get to work with them. I found out one was a Hall of Fame Andre Dawson, and his other cousin was Gary Sheffield, who played with the Mariners and the Braves and other people. So he's been around baseball. So he's a good person. He does a good job with the kids. Like I said, all 3 of these coaches have really helped me out a lot. The players, I appreciate them too. Like I said, when I first came back, some of the things I heard that they wanted somebody here to work them and hold them accountable, and that's one thing we did, okay? And first year, I don't know if they liked it at first, but every year they got better, and they kind of, what we told them to do, they did it, and they worked hard. And this year, this whole team really worked hard, and I appreciate their effort and everything they've done for us. And the parents, of course. And like I said, that first year, I don't think some of y'all were used to picking your kids up at 6:37 in the dark when we first got started. And that's the funny thing too, my first year, the first week or 2, we hardly had nobody who was old enough to drive yet. And that was kind of weird, That just shows you how young we were. Now, We still don't have a lot of seniors. We got 5 this year, so we'll talk more about them in just a few minutes, okay? But the overview of the season, I think I told y'all last year, I asked y'all last year, did anyone expect us to make the playoffs last year? I think most of y'all said no. Well, this year, same thing. My expectations were to make the playoffs. We did. Our expectation was to, we wanted to host a playoff series. We didn't get that, okay? But we did make the playoffs again. That's 2 years in a row. Another goal of ours, I wanted to win 20 games. And when I was here before, we had some good teams, and I've been looking for all my old records. I can't find them. I don't ever recall us winning 20 games, okay? We won 16 games this year, and that's going to be pretty close to a school record. I wish I could confirm it. Okay, back when I played, we made the playoffs every year, but back then we were sub-region. Okay, I mean region was divided. In 3 of my 4 years, we won the sub-region, but never could win the region. Then when I was here before, we lost 1 game to ECI, and we finished second. That was as close as we came to win a region title. In baseball, our school history, we've only had 1 region title. So our goal is now, next year or two, to have a region title put on the board somewhere, okay? So we've done what we asked to do. We wanted to make the playoffs. We wanted to win more games than we did last year. We did that. We didn't make the 20 games that we wanted. We did not win the region title. We did not get to host a game, but these are new goals for us next year. Next year's team, our goal is to win 20 games, to host a playoff series, and go from there. Beginning of the year, I told them, in order for us to make the playoffs this year, I wanted us to split with Dublin, Blakely, Ace, and Waco. And I said, the reason, if we split with those teams there, we would make the playoffs again for sure, because those are the top 4 teams the year before. Well, 2 of those teams we split with. We split with Ace the first time. They were the number 1 team in our region at that time, and when we beat them that second game. Now, the first game, we didn't play very well. Blakely, Dublin was our first 2 region games. Then our 3rd region series was with Ace, and after that first game, we played Ace. I kind of told them, I'll give you the PG-13 version. I told them we sucked as a team. We were not where we needed to be. And that first Ace game kind of turned our whole season around. We went down that Friday, we beat them, and then down there, we just kind of took off from there. We had a chance to beat Washington County two times. We got beat that second game 2-1. Good game. But one thing about that Waco game, the atmosphere was awesome. That's what I'd like to see from here on out. Every home game have a big crowd and people get into it. It was it was fun to be part of, even though we lost that game 2-1. Okay, that was a great game, great atmosphere, and hopefully we can get all our home games like that next year. That's what we're going to try to strive for and push for. Okay. I will say this, at the end of the season, Clay Reynolds talked to me from the paper, and he interviewed me and everything. He was talking to me. He said, Coach, this is the most wins I've had in 9 years as a team. I think last year I went back and I looked from 2001. I gave y'all what the records were. We had like 3 winning seasons, and since 2001, no, maybe a little bit more than that, 4 winning seasons. Well, we got 2 of those winning seasons or back-to-back years with this group right here, big group of seniors here. So that was something good there to have, back-to-back playoff runs, most wins in 9 years for sure. Hopefully, we're going to get more next year. So that's kind of the overview of this year's team. Like I said, we'll talk more about the seniors as we go along in the program here. But like I said, it's been a great year, a good year. I've enjoyed it. It goes by fast. I tell you, senior parents, just from past experience, it goes by fast, and I promise you, you're going to miss it, okay? You're going to miss coming to these games, okay? You're going to miss coming to see your son play. You might say, some of y'all might say, oh, them 4 games a week kill me. But I promise you, this time next year, you're going to wish you were playing them 4 games a week or being there to watch your kids play.
Father's Day is just around the corner. Better hurry to Roach Farm and Garden. It's Father's Day, and I know what Dad wants. A Bayou Classic, griddle, new grill, or smoker, in that order. Tired of seeing Dad in holey clothes and boots? Roach Farm and Garden has a great Carhartt and Georgia boot selection. It's Father's Day, and a new knife or flashlight never disappoints. Get to Roach Farm and Garden today. Does your dad hunt? Pick up some deer feed, corn, or salt blocks, or even trophy rock. There's something for everyone at Roach Farm and Garden. 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
But now what we'll do is we'll give our letter awards, and we'll call ninth graders first. When I call your name, come get your certificate. First one, Tristan Anderson. Tristan is one of these kids who came out late, plays basketball. Got there late, but he's one of those kids toward the end of the year that we started putting him in as a pinch hitter. And against Waco, put him in a tough situation, and came in and got a base hit, kind of got the whole thing started. And we had a chance to win the game there. Okay, so he got better as the year went on. Another freshman, Brody Kite. We'll talk more about Brody a little bit later. This ninth grader here, he's got a chance to be a pretty good pitcher, and I get tickled. I won't say aggravate Coach Marina, but he'll ask Coach Marina, "Can we do a bullpen? Can we do a bullpen? Can we do a bullpen?" That's the kind of kids you want, okay, to do that. So next ninth grader is Hunter Morgan. Our other ninth grader, and you can ask some of the older kids, they even said as the year went along that this kid got a lot better. And he's one of those kids too. Something about, you have a kid every year, a freshman every year. There's one kid that you just love to pick on or joke around with. And Josiah is one of those kids that he can take it, he likes it, and like I said, he's a hard worker. He wants to be good, he wants to work. But Josiah Batiste.
Hey, man.
Now our sophomores. And our sophomore group is our biggest group. They'll be juniors next year, and we are really expecting a lot from them to carry us, to help us lead, because we will only have one senior next year. For right now, only one senior. So these juniors are going to have to really step up next year. First one, 10th grader Miles Burke. Miles was a part-time starter as a freshman. They came out, he started every game this year. He was kind of the shortstop, second baseman, based on whoever pitched. He played that position. Another 10th grader is Jax Thomas. Jax is one of those kids who, he will work too. He's one of the few kids I can honestly say gets up at 5:30 in the morning and comes here and hits in the cage. And most of y'all are not even turning over good at 5:30 in the morning. So he has a good work ethic. Expect big things from him next year. Looking forward to him pitching something for us. That's the one thing he really surprised me this year. I didn't really know he pitched a lot in middle school or any at all, but he really showed us that he can pitch some. So we will expect big things from him next year. The other sophomore, Dax Cannon. Dax is another one of the kids who really got better as the year went on. He's one of those, we kind of put him a little bit everywhere. He played several positions, but he's one of those kids who, if he continues to work, he'll be just fine. Grayson Edge is the next one. I'll talk a little bit more about Grayson in a few minutes. Jacob Lowe. Also, Jacob is one of those who started as a freshman, pitching some for us. Pitched some this year, got injured early in the preseason, and we'll talk a little bit more about him in a few minutes also. Liam Johnson. Liam, one of those also, he kind of played multiple positions for us. He started pitching some for us this year more than he did his freshman year, and came out, really did a good job for us. And he's one of those, toward the end of the year, I kept telling him, I said, be ready, you never know if I'm going to put you in. So from a pitching standpoint, we really expect to use him some next year. Okay. Now, our only junior, which would be our only senior next year, Logan Gibson. Talk a little bit more about him in a few minutes also. Now, our 5 seniors. My first year here, these kids were sophomores, okay? Basically like freshmen to me. They were freshmen, basically coming in that first year, okay? So the first one is Cade Oliver. Connor Lawrence. Nolan Scott.
No.
Connor O'Neill.
Good luck, brother. Good luck.
And Sam Wynn. I'll do that. Okay, now we'll start getting out the individual awards, as you call them. We got 2 most improved players this year. And like I said, most improved means, as the season went along, they got better, they worked hard, they proved to us that they can play. We put some of these kids in multiple positions, moving around. Some of these kids really didn't have a true home, so to speak. But the first most improved, I guess you could say on JV varsity, is Dax Cannon.
Mid-State Pools and Spas can help you create the backyard you've always dreamed of having. Choose from special pool sizes and shapes, or let Mid-State Pools and Spas design one just for you. Pools qualify for home improvement loans. Interest rates is still low, so call now. Mid-State Pools and Spas, 275-0506. If your existing pool needs a new liner, Mid-State Pools and Spas can help with that too. So stop by one of our locations in Vidalia, Dublin, and Sandersville today. Mid-State Pools and Spas, Middle Georgia's most trusted pool dealer.
Hey, good evening. Coach Jackson here. I was kind of strict most of the season, starting off, and I don't care because that's what some of the kids need, to be honest with you. I played baseball here, played football here. I love East Lawrence. But at the same time, I wanted to recognize a good improved young kid. With that being said, this young man, he started out the season with, let me start off like this. Baseball is a game of failures. It's a hard game for anybody, okay? Especially up at the bat, trying to hit that ball. It's hard. I couldn't do it when I was in school because I couldn't see. I couldn't see. These bifocals I got on now. But I couldn't see when I was in school because I thought I was too cool to put on glasses. So I didn't correct the right way like I needed to. This young man put in some work to improve, to be better at the end of the season. Now, I wore this shirt because of part of the uniform as long as the white hat we played in Fitzgerald. With that being said, he started out the season and he asked me a couple of times, hey, coach, hit to me. And I hit to him, but I'm not well with a fungo. I ain't a specialized coach. So I can catch the ball and hit with my little bat, right? So I'm hitting to him. He asked me for some rounds. This kid started getting better. His glove was good. He just needed to build his confidence at the plate. We worked at the plate, worked at the batting. So y'all can hear me say a lot of times, stop dipping your shoulder, stop dipping your shoulder. He got to the point where was able to struggle through the season, but be able to be a resource for our team, despite whatever he had going on throughout the season. Because what I do know is life gonna happen to all of us, regardless of this game or not. And he fought through some tough things. He probably had one of the better games he had, I want to say, in Fitzgerald. So this award goes to Miles. I want to say appreciate you. Good job, man. Way to improve. Keep improving. All right.
Okay, this year, or the next award is the Rookie of the Year award, and this is pretty obvious, you know, who the rookie was this year. One thing I want to do every year, as long as I'm here coaching, is bring our 8th graders up at the end of their season to start working with us. We can start getting an idea where we can play these kids. We brought him up his 8th grade year, and I think the last 2-3 games he started pitching for us. Came in this year. I got kind of tickled. He played different positions at middle school, but he started out at second base, and I got looking and I got thinking, well, he's pretty smart because second base is one job or one position we had open. He knew it. So he ended up pitching 5 games for, or 6 games, no, 5 games. He was 5-0. The most impressive thing about him being 5-0 is that his ERA was .94. If you don't understand what that means he did not give up a earned run a game. Okay, and he struggled a little bit early at the plate, and I just told him, I said, listen, I don't care how big you are, when you get to high school, it's a little bit different. He struggled a little bit, but hey, he came up here on weekends and worked, got better. He ended up pretty close to 300 batting average, but our Rookie of the Year goes to Brody Kite.
Well deserved, Brody.
Okay, the Coaches Award. We got 2. And it's one of them things, you know, the Coaches Award is one of those things that, you know, people say, what? How do you get the Coaches Award? Well, it's, you know, you don't have to be the best player on the team, but you could be. You could be a hard worker. You know, you can do things we ask you to do. You can hustle, you can lead. But these 2 kids here, they were 2 seniors who batted 8th or 9th in lineup, never complained about being 8th or 9th. You know, some people take that as an insult, especially seniors, the older you got. But, you know, you want your best 9 in the lineup, you put them in any way you can. And like I said, these 2 kids here, they came a long way from the sophomore year. Their junior year, they improved. The senior year going in, I asked, well, the whole team, let's go back a little bit. My first year, I think we struck out as a team almost 300 times. That was not very good. So the next year, I asked the whole team, we need to cut our strikeouts in half. Well, going into their senior year, I asked them to cut their strikeouts down in half. All our seniors did. Our whole team did. So that's what we need to do. Okay, that's why the better teams always has more older kids in the lineup because they're more experienced. But these 2 kids right here, like I said, Coaches Award, they did everything we asked them to do. They worked hard. They was a positive influence. They were smart kids. But the Coaches Award goes to Cade Oliver and Nolan Scott. Okay, this award right here. Let's see. Yeah, right. This award right here is the Falcon Award. Now, think about the Falcon Award. You know, to me, this is a special award because it's more than just being an athlete. It's being an example in the school, being a model student, do extracurricular things outside of the school. And like I said, this is a special award to me because it's more about just baseball, football, other sports you play. You know, it's about how you are as an individual and what you do in the classroom and how you represent the school. This one this particular person here, I'm not sure what he did, but he won some kind of debate contest, which I can see that. You know, he likes to debate. He likes to challenge you. He likes to ask questions. But this year's faculty award goes to Jax Thomas. This award right here. This is a new name for an award I gave this year. This is the Comeback Player of the Year award, and this kid here is not a great year. You know, he showed some things I thought he had a chance to be really good. He did some things. He pitched for some, and he got hurt. Well, this year, I really saw a lot of growth in the off season. We started lifting weights in the off season after school. This kid did not miss a day. He was the only one who did not miss a day. I had another one miss, but he was doing something that was more, it was school related, so he didn't really count as absent. But he was in the weight room every day. Started out preseason, thought he was going to really have a good year. Was going to push some of the older kids for playing time, and then he gets hurt again. But the thing about it, he was at practice every day, did what he could, did what he could to get better, to get ready to play again. And hopefully next year he can stay healthy, and we expect big things from him, pitching-wise especially, and somewhere in the outfield, hitting, all that. But the Comeback Player of the Year award goes to Jacob Lowe.
You ready to meet the latest addition to the family? The money you saved us with auto owners helped make it all possible. It really is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Excuse me?
Third best thing. Third best thing.
Auto Owners offers discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. That's simple human sense.
Ask Curry Maffett Insurance in Dublin and Augusta if auto owners make sense for you.
Okay, this is a new award too that Coach Bivens asked to give this one out, and I'll add a little bit more to it when he gives it right here out.
All right, this young man right here, not only is a good baseball player, but he's also a student athlete inside the classroom. And I talked to the coaches about it during the season on how hard this young man works. He works hard outside of school with a job and working long hours, then stop working, and then come to the baseball game and get us a game hit and run. This player goes to Sam Wynn. Thank you, Sam.
The name of the award is the Ironman Award, and I thought about that because, you know, we have over the last 2 years we've had several kids who do the work base, you know, learning whatever it's called, and they go to work and stuff. But Sam worked construction, and he would come to practice like Coach Bivens said. Come to practice, you would never know it that he worked construction, breaking concrete up, swinging a sledgehammer, that kind of stuff. So, you know, that was impressive. That I said, what kind of award can I give him that's different than anything else? So, very true, Ironman Award. He worked hard at construction, and then came to baseball practice and did everything we asked him to do. And also, I asked him last year to cut down on his strikeouts. He cut them in half. He raised his bat after about 3:30. So everything we asked him to do, he did. So that was just a new name. Ironman Award goes to Sam Wynn. That's why I thought it was just a catchy title for him. Okay, right here, next award here, a new name for this award. It's called the Golden Glove Award. And typically in the pros or colleges, Golden Glove means the best defensive player, okay? And he started out last year as a ninth grader. And I tell this story all the time. He started out at third base for us last year, or played some. We had a senior who played third base. And Landon Ayers was our starting third base. He started as a sophomore, and then junior, and then senior. Every day, Landon would come to me and say, Coach, I got to step it up. I got to step up. I'm scared you're going to bench me. I'm scared you're going to bench me. And give the story. Grayson played a lot as a ninth grader at third base. At the very end, in the playoff game, he started both games at third base. So that tells you right there, he worked himself to the point where we thought he was a better player. Okay, this year he started out, and he and I had a talk about the third week in the season. Me and him talked. I said, "Listen, Grayson, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not playing as good as you did last year." He said, "Coach, that's kind of funny." Me and my daddy said the same thing. I said, "You know why you're not playing good? Because you don't have nobody pushing you to get better like you did last year. You wanted it last year." And he told me this year too. But he said, "Coach, you know, I picked third base. I normally play shortstop." He said, "I picked third base, going back kind of like Brody." He said, "I knew we had a starting shortstop that going to be there 2 years. I felt like I could play third base quicker," and he did. Like I said, after we had that little talk, he started playing better. Raised his batting average about 330, 335, so around there, and we really expect big things from him at maybe shortstop next year. I don't know, third or short, but definitely pitching. And the Golden Glove Award goes to Grayson Edge. Okay.
One thing I'll add about Grayson while he's getting set up, that the other kids kind of fed off a little bit of Grayson. You used to when kids, when we were doing our in and out or doing practice drills in the infield, if they missed a ground ball or went through their legs or they didn't make the play, make the good throw, they were stomping the ground, throwing the hats. I'm gonna be honest with you, yes, y'all probably know saying a few cuss words here and there. Okay, y'all know that. But one thing Grayson was real big about is, I said, "Grayson, you can sit here and get mad all you want to, but why don't you get back in there and why don't you try one more time?" And I hit him a ground ball, and he got it correct. And that kind of started feeding off Miles and Dax and everybody else, so on and so forth in the infield. So what I'm getting at is, it got to one point where I had to stop saying that. If Grayson missed a ground ball, whoever was behind him, he told him to stay put for a second. He said, "Coach, give me another one." He was going to get it until he got it right. So that's why he earned the Golden Glove.
I'm going to speak about a young man who's a junior this year. Last year, we didn't know if he made a strikeout or make a play that he didn't think was correct, how his attitude would be afterwards. A couple cuss words, like Coach said, and stuff when he messed up. But this year, I saw a new person and a changed person. This person here became an inspiration for the younger players. His attitude got a whole lot better. I saw him hit a few home runs in the game. I saw him celebrate with teammates after they made some good plays. And he made mistakes this year, but I didn't see his attitude get the best of him. He just shook it off, went out, and made plays. That person is Logan Gibson for the Silver Slugger Award.
Yeah, just add a little bit to Coach Bivens on Logan. I knew Logan had some ability to hit, but he didn't hit very well his freshman year. He didn't hit very well his sophomore year to the very end of the season. And I asked him one day, I said, "Logan, do you wear glasses?" "I don't want to wear them. I don't want to wear them." I said, "I'm going to be honest with you. My son had the same problem. He didn't want to wear his glasses. He had contacts. So he started wearing glasses to hit only. He started hitting the ball a little bit. I know he didn't want to admit it, but the glasses helped, okay? This year, I asked him at the beginning of the season, I said, "You need to cut down your strikeout. You need to put the ball in play more." Well, he ended the year the third highest batting average. For the most part, him and Connor O'Neill was up there tied for the most part, a little bit neck and neck. He dropped down toward the end. He got a little bit in the slump, but he still finished 388, way higher than he was his sophomore and freshman year. He had like 30 strikeouts his sophomore year, way down. He put the ball in play more. So the glasses were, even though he probably didn't want to wear them, didn't like wearing them, but they made a difference. So, next year he's going to be the only senior right now. We expect him, like Coach Bivens said. But I try to tell him, baseball is one of them things that you're going to fail a lot, okay? There's pros getting paid a lot of money, and they only bat like 250, okay? That means out of 100 times, 100 bats, they get 25 hits. Baseball is not easy. It's about failure. You're going to fail some, okay? But the good players overcome that. Okay, you're going to overcome the adversity. He did a better job at this year. So next year, being the only senior, he's going to have to really step up and be more of a leader. And when things go bad, he can't show it, let it be known, okay? Just go. That's one of the hardest thing to do, I know. I played, okay? It ain't easy striking out, okay? Or you got people, on base, you try, and that team needs you to get a hit at the right time, okay? That's baseball, okay? So, like I said, he has grown up a lot. Like I said, we expect more things from him next year, bigger things. And like I said, going from striking out 30 times last year, probably 18, I want him to drop that down next year, but still, he did a good job, okay?
At Bank of Dudley, we're your community, your bank. And with 7 branches to serve you, there's a Bank of Dudley close by. And there's a familiar face close by. The same familiar faces that you've seen for many years. The same people that you've grown to trust. Because that's what community banking is all about. 7 branches, local people, local decisions, local banking. That's the Bank of Dudley. Serving our community since 1905.
Our next award is the most outstanding defensive player. And the next 2 awards are the most outstanding defensive player and most outstanding offensive player. Well, most outstanding defensive player went to this guy his sophomore year. Last year he had a different award. But as far as the most outstanding defensive player, people say, what does that mean? Is that playing the field? Well, it's a little bit of everything, okay? But he was our number 1 pitcher for 3 years. Starting as a sophomore when I got here, he was our number 1. And what that means, he went against the other team's number 1 every time, okay? And I'll be honest with you, his sophomore year, my first year, we were not very good, okay? I don't care how positive I was, we were not very good when you only had 2 seniors, okay? We only had 2 seniors, and we had, back then I think we had 8 sophomores, okay? And he was going against the number 1 every time. He had a lot of bad luck. His first 2 years, he probably had the worst luck of any pitcher I've ever seen. Kept us in games, pitched great, then we would make errors, okay, and we would lose the game. So his record, his first 2 years, wasn't very good, but he kept us in games, even though we didn't get the win. So this year, he won this award twice for us. Most outstanding defensive player award goes to Connor Lawrence. Most outstanding offensive player. Well, he is a 3-time winner of this award. Since his sophomore year, I don't have the stats for it's not great year. I'm not sure what his average was or whatever, but since he's played for us, since I've been back, his 3-year average, batting average is 445. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I got him at 13 home runs in 3 years. That's pretty good. Okay. He led the team in RBIs this year. Outfield-wise, you won't find nobody any better what he played this year. I mean, there's a reason why he's going to be able to play college next year. I mean, he's done some things that even other coaches talk about. As a coach, I ain't never seen a high school kid make some plays that he did. So he has a lot of ability, but goes back to all the kids that we keep talking about that have a lot of ability, got the awards. What has made them better is they put the time in. And I tell this story all the time. I get the job late May after my son's senior year. I started coming here every day, started working on the field. I won't ever forget, these 2 little skinny kids come walking down the hill every day. It was Connor and Connor. And they hit every day. I started throwing BP to them every day. My son started coming over and started hitting with them every day. Okay, so our kids have been working for 3 years, what I'm trying to say. And that's the reason why we got better. And Connor has one of those. He would call me or text me. He said, Coach, will you come out here and throw to me? I didn't care what I was doing. I would leave, come and pitch to him. Okay? I tell the kids all the time, if you ask me, I'm going to try my best to be there for you. If I'm not out of town, if you call me, I'm going to try to be here. So it paid off. Okay? He's going to be playing at Southern Union next year. hopefully I'm gonna get a chance to go watch him some. I know they play Gordon State, which is in Barnesville. Maybe I can go there some and watch them, whatever. And I told all these seniors, and I'm gonna tell every senior I ever coach, if they ever need me, just call me. If you ever get in trouble, call me. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't mind calling me. Coach Jack said, "Don't give your phone number out on TV." But these kids know if they call me, I'm going to be there for them. But most outstanding offensive player goes to Connor O'Neill. Okay, now this year we got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got about 7 people who made our all-region this year. And I'll be honest with you, some of these people who got ahead of some of our kids, I don't understand why, but we vote on it, that kind of stuff. Some of these people, I wonder how they keep up with their batting average and stuff, because some of these batting averages are way higher than what I thought they should have been. But anyway, we'll go from second team first. Well, honorable mention. And this is one right here. I tried to get him on the second team, but honorable mention, he should be a second team, all-team or all-region player, is Miles Burke. Another second team all-region player of the year, or player for us. Again, he could very well be on the first team, but when you get outvoted on this stuff, you do the best you can. But Sam Wynn, second team all-region. Another second team all-region. I think this is 2 years in a row for him. Next year I expect him to be on the first team. But the second team all-region player for us is Grayson Edge. Right here, our last second team player, and really I didn't really have to vote on him. That all the coaches voted on him, so he was kind of unanimous as second team all-region player, and also was our rookie of the year, Brody Kite. Now we had 3 first team all-region players, and like I said, this kid right here improved a lot for his freshman sophomore year. Third on the team in batting average, Logan Gibson. Three-time winner of being the first team for us, all-region, first team all-region. And this is one kid I tried to get him offensive player of the year for 3 straight years. And the sophomore year, the excuse they gave me was, well, he'll have another chance. Let's give it to the senior. So the senior got his first year. Last year, they gave it to Coach Mobley's son at Washington County. This year, I thought he should have got it too, but they gave it to a kid from Blaken County. But 3 years in a row, first team all-region player, Connor O'Neill. And in 3 years I've been here, this is our first region player of the year. Our region pitcher of the year from our team is Connor Lawrence.
Georgia Pools announces the RecTech Memorial Day Sale. Come in today and see the full line of RecTech grills. Grab life by the horns and grill up great tasting food with your new RecTech grill from Georgia Pools. Save now during the Memorial Day Sale. It's not too late to get your pool, so check in today with the friendly staff at Georgia Pools. And check out the large Yeti selection. See the new shipment of Maui Jim sunglasses just in. And shop Georgia Pool's Memorial Day sale. Stop by and see us at 1201 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin, or give us a call at 478-275-3607.
Okay, now, we got some things I'm going to do toward the end right here. All the seniors, when you come up here, these are, I'm going to get out their senior awards. Nolan. Y'all come back in front. Y'all stand right in front. Okay, I want to talk about our seniors a little bit right now. Like I said, these seniors this year, my first year back, they were sophomores. And their sophomore year, they only won 2-3 games. Okay? And they could very well decided not to play the next year. But they came back the junior year. They worked hard, made the playoffs, they won 10 more games than they did the year before. Come back the senior year, and they are the ones, I want to say right now, they are the ones that played a major role in turning our season around this year. They are a main reason that we have turned our program around to where we wanted to be. So, and I appreciate everything they've done for me the last 3 years. I'm going to miss them. Also, I'll tell you too, you parents, you should be proud of your kids. Sometimes during practice, I really show my butt sometimes at them, give them their butts, and I always text them later on, tell them, hey, we had a bad practice, come back tomorrow and do better. But every last game on the bus home or whatever, I text every senior and tell them, I'm gonna miss them. I appreciate the things they've done for me. I love them, and every one of your kids, these seniors, you should be proud of what they text me back. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you, I got teary-eyed. All 5 of them said some things to me that I'm gonna always appreciate. I won't never forget it. So that was a big thing there. And like I said, mamas, daddies, all y'all did a good job raising the kids, and there's gonna be big things coming from them. Okay. Now, I got a little surprise for them, and I was gonna do this my first year, but we bought new jerseys my first year. Well, I decided to do it this year. I thought about doing it, then I had a parent comment ask me if we was going to do it because West Orange put it on Facebook last year. My son got his jersey his senior year, but they didn't have it in a frame. They just gave it to him. Well, last year, West Orange had it on Facebook. They had them framed and everything. So I called Parker Gordon, the coach. I said, Coach, why are you doing that? You're making me look bad. He said, Coach, I ain't going to do it no more. It's too expensive. But I ordered 5 frames from Amazon. Well, I found out yesterday that they were back ordered and weren't going to be here in time. So Leslie just had to be at Hobby Lobby, and she told me that they had 5. 3 of them are the same, 2 are different. So, if you don't like them, you can take them back and get another one. You're probably going to have to redo them because one thing about me, I can't do this very, very well. Them pins was hard to get in there, so hopefully they didn't fall down. But anyway, we're gonna get them. I'm going to give these seniors their jerseys. Framed. Now I may do this next year since we only got one senior.
I got to spread out so we can get a picture by y'all.
Y'all can slide down there and take pictures, whatever. And I got a little story to tell about the jersey too. I done told the story for some people. Okay, now there's a little backstory about these jerseys too. If you look at some of them, you say how dirty they are. I want to tell you right now, mamas, these kids, your kids talk about y'all don't know how to wash clothes all the time. Okay, but I want to tell you, it ain't y'all. These kids right here do not care about nothing. These jerseys would be in the dugout on the locker room floor. I pick them up, try to wash them myself. So you see that dingy stuff? That's why. But they blame y'all can't wash clothes. So that's what they say. But these boys, I tell you, boys are the worst I've ever seen about not taking clothes home and washing them. There's some baseball pants in that locker room right now. I think start throwing away. They ain't been washed in probably 3 years. Okay. So, but anyway, like I said, that's something I've been wanting to do. And like I said, and another reason it makes this a little bit easier, my plans are to get new white uniforms next year for them and new blacks. Okay. So I'm gonna try to replace those too, but those jerseys right there is $100 a piece. So I think talk about some fundraising next too. So, but anyway, like I said, they deserve this. I appreciate everything they've done for us. We're gonna miss them, and hopefully I told them that anytime, come back, be part of our program, come back and see us, come back and visit, come back in that dugout anytime. You know, like I said, they are fine young men. They're gonna be very successful in whatever they choose to do, and looking forward to seeing them grow up to be good young men. But also I hope one day they can be good fathers too. Okay, y'all can sit down.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably money or loans. Maybe it's false. The problem is, these are all just things. And a bank is not a collection of things. A bank is a collection of stories. If you've been around long enough, you've heard one of us say, it pays to bank blue. The hero of our story is you. Every home bought, every business opened, every dream secured has been your story. We've just had a front row seat, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Okay, like I said, you know, they're going to be hard to replace because they are technically my first group I worked with when I came back. But, you know, that's part of growing up. You know, you got a new bunch coming in, okay? I'm looking forward to next season already. I told them last year, after that Blakely County game, I went home that first weekend. I had my practice schedule made out for the upcoming season. I ain't started it yet, but I've been looking at some things. Hopefully, we have a good group, like good numbers, where we can do a little bit more things than we did this year, starting off with. But you know, hopefully these seniors have started a winning tradition that's going to carry over for us. You know, that's what we want. Like I said, we want to start a winning tradition, and we've done that the last 2 years. Hopefully, I told them that last time I talked to them at Fitzgerald. You know, and if you were not there for that game, you missed one heck of a game that first game. That was an awesome game. You know, had a chance to win that one too. Lost 2-1. You know, bottom of the seventh. Okay, but hopefully we got this thing going the right direction. My goal is to be in the playoffs every year, as long as I'm coaching. And like I said, I'm like a big kid. I think I enjoy it more than the kids do. I look forward to it. I've done it. I played here, played football, baseball here. I coached for 33 years. I coached my son, my daughter. I mean, that's all I know, and I enjoy it. And I enjoy coaching them. Like I said, maybe we got a tradition that we're going to be making the playoffs pretty regular every year. That's our goal. Hopefully next year we even host a playoff game or series. That'd be awesome too. And like I said, hopefully we can get a home crowd at every home. I mean, really have a good home atmosphere where people, you know, have a home field advantage. But like I said, you know, people say all the time, "Oh, you want to raise money?" Well, you don't realize baseball is probably the second most expensive sport in high school, besides football. Okay, now football, I tell everybody, I was a football coach. Football is what runs the school system. They make the money for all the athletic programs. But I try to be self-sufficient as much as possible. I don't ask the athletics for nothing. We try to raise the money. It's like we got to raise money to get new uniforms for next year. You know, I'm more of an old school person. These kids about taught me in getting pinstripes next year. I'm not a pinstripe guy, but you know, I'm looking at new jerseys, a new set of black, a new set of white. Your parents, some of y'all are going to be tickled to death, probably black pants with the black jerseys. But so we'll go there. But we got to have money, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you, I hope I don't step on no toes, okay? Because I already told my wife, she said, "Did you get mad when he said that?" I said, "No, they weren't talking about me. You know, if you do your job, they ain't going to talk about you. You know, it's not you. We got to do a better job raising money, not just certain people. I need the whole group to do a better job." And the reason I say that is we took in more sign money, but everybody didn't turn signs in. We took in less calendar money than we did the previous 2 years. I'm not going to do the calendar no more, okay? I think y'all got tired of that. But I took in like right $18,000. Well, at one time it was showing I spent 20, but there was a mistake. So I'm not in the hole no more, okay? So, and it costs a lot. I try to buy everything we can, buy balls, hats, you know, we're going to buy jerseys, some things here. But next Thursday night, don't cook. We got a fundraiser at Dairy Queen in both places. We're going to have a Dairy Queen night. I already met with our new team, next year's team. Those parents got a lot of good ideas, and they already started doing things. In July, we're going to have a gun raffle. And the reason they say they don't do it in July, there's 5 weeks of July. So my goal is at least $10,000 to $20,000 there. We still do the signs, and we're going to try to do another DQ night, decorating night, maybe in July or when school gets started. And then last week or so, even Coach Bivens had 2 people ask him, but I had a couple former players, they want to do an alumni game. So you 5 seniors, you graduated, y'all can come out and do the alumni game too. So I'm thinking about doing an alumni game next year sometime. So I got a lot of ideas for fundraising. Like I said, we need the money for the players. I don't spend it on the coach. I spend it on the players. Everything we raise, it goes back to them. Another thing I really want to do too, I want to have the top-notch facility around. I do all I can. I just got not a brand new lawnmower. It's a real mower, but it's nice. If it ain't brand new, it's pretty close to it. And when I say it's about that high, it's like I feel like I'm on a tractor again. I grew up on a farm, so I feel like a tractor cutting the grass and everything. So we got that, but I'm trying to get that baseball field looking top-notch, and there's a lot of things I want to get done for that. So it takes money. And like I said, I want our parents, I want our community, I want our administration, I want our school to be proud of our facilities, and it takes work. So, but one more person I want to recognize too. I know she's going to hate this, but come up here, Candace. And there's a funny story I can tell you about her too. I tell the kids all the time, baseball players, I say, well, I'm getting y'all out at 1:30. I said, at 1:45, that bus is going to pull off. I don't care if you're there or not. I'm going to leave you at 1:45. I said, the only person I won't leave would be her. Okay? Well, we get one game going down the road. Coach Bennett said, Coach, you got the game changer. I said, I got the iPad. He said, no, you got a game changer. I said, yeah. He said, I left Candace. The only game she missed in 3 years, we left her. So, yeah, well, me. But anyway, I texted her. She texted me first. She said, Coach, what time are we leaving? I texted her, and she didn't get it. She said, I didn't get it, Coach. I showed it to her. It didn't go through. But anyway, I didn't know what to get her. I was going to give her a Cracker Barrel gift card, and it's a funny story. She works at Cracker Barrel. So, but anyway, here, Candace, come here. I got some money to give you from the team, everything for you. She's probably gonna be missed more than the boys because what she done with that game changer, that was a lifesaver. And next year, we're not gonna use game changer. We got to be Georgia High School making us do something called Athletes Go Live. We started at the first scrimmage game stuff, and it was a mess. So the whole Georgia school didn't use that. So next year we're gonna have to use it again. Before we break, one thing about winning, making the playoffs, everything is you start getting a lot of teams start calling you pretty good. I already got our schedule made up for next year. And I told the people I met, our new team already, our schedule was probably one of the hardest schedules I ever had. Every team we played have made the playoffs this previous year. 2 of them made the Final Four. 1 played for the state title. But every team we play next year made the playoffs either first round or deep into the playoffs. It's amazing what people want to play when you start winning. And because we got these power rankings now, when you start winning, it makes your record look better. We got a tough region. We got 7 teams in our region this year coming up, not the 10 we had this year. We don't have no making schools. So we're not guaranteed 8 wins like we were this year. It's going to be a lot tougher. I told our parents of our team next year, we'll probably be a better team, but our record-wise might not be as good. So that's why we really got to work hard, and it starts now, getting better, get ready for next year. And like I said, I thank you for what y'all done. All you parents, you senior parents, what y'all done for me the last 3 years, I want to say thank you. All the other parents, I mean, some of y'all went beyond the Call of Duty on some of the stuff y'all did for me and helped me out. A lot of this stuff right here, Leslie done all that, she got that done, everything. So she done a lot there. All you parents who helped with the signs and the calendar and all the other stuff you've done, it's gonna be kind of hard to top the senior as senior gifts on senior day next year too. That was pretty impressive. So thank y'all. Like I said, looking forward to next year. If you got any questions or if you ever need me, please reach out to me. Thanks.